And what I like about actors is that they work a lot, but then they're home a lot as well. So, for example, Denzel Washington, he might act, for example, 6 months, 7 months in a year
Why don't you choose Leonardo DiCaprio?
because he's a slinger. I'm not going to choose for obvious reasons. I'm not going to use
He's home as
Leo
well,
DiCaprio.
a lot.
For obvious reasons, I'm not going to.
Shannon is cooked. Fair use. Not gonna give you an intro.
We met in actually the press room at the Broncos, April of 2002, and we dated until the 2010 incident, and then it came to abrupt end because I wanted, we were arguing and he was threatening me and stuff like that after, but I didn't see him again after he me, so I had said no, and I said no, even though I was thinking that. And so it was the hardest. Yeah, this is too hard.
New accusers are lining up after the first one. We always talk about this, but I think we are now 30 for 30 relating these sequences, how things develop usually.
Here, did you hear something about Shaq allegedly paying people to...
I heard those stories as well. I heard the video going around of Matt Barnes talking about that situation.
Yeah, the phone call, right? The phone call.
What? It seems like a WhatsApp audio that he dropped, which is kind of irresponsible from his part, to be honest. If this is a real audio, I mean, it's been floating already for months. But I would think it's very irresponsible for you to drop audio like this in what seems like a group chat. The way he talks, the sequence of words, it's not personal. It seems like it's for a group. So I don't know if it's true or not, but it would be crazy. But I've heard things. Not relating to this story, but to Shaq in general. All I'll say is this is a topic we're not gonna focus on today. Continue focusing on Shannon, please. I love my life.
Yeah. So I don't know if he's... I think he's cooked. I don't know if he's cooked legally, in the sense that I don't know how this case will fare in court, but I do think that it is very bad for his reputation and image.
Yeah.
What he did during the last show, a couple of nights ago,
That was crazy too.
even ISO Joe was like, what?
Fair use.
I only heard from two teams. Guess what the two teams they called me? Ocho?
What? He looks normal now. He on the right side, the guy in the blue. Look at his face while it all goes down.
Yeah, Joe Johnson.
Phone number, where you gonna be?
Who that?
Shut the fuck up.
That's when he realized he shouldn't be here. That's when you realize that you're in trouble. I shouldn't have been here.
And then he switched and left.
Oh man, this is crazy. Let me put it back. Let me put it back. Oh, why doesn't it play?
I only heard from two teams. Guess what the two teams they called me? Ocho say, what's your phone number? Where you gonna be?
Who that?
Shut the fuck up. Next door. Cincinnati Bengals was one. I only heard from two teams. Guess what the two teams they called me? Ocho say, what's your phone number? Where you gonna be?
You went from smiling to
shut the fuck up.
Oh.
Next door.
I think in the next, I think he was saying like next door. Maybe it's like in a hotel room or something.
Because no one's gonna listen to you, man. What the heck is he doing? Yeah, but I think this is not good for this new allegation. And we always talk about this, right? As soon as the first allegation pops out, it doesn't have to mean that it's true or not. I mean, I'm not doubting the accuser, but it always turns into multiple situations that will come out, whether they are related or not. You'll get videos about him slapping people around or crazy stuff that had nothing to do with it, or things that are related. And it happens usually. So what I think in general, you don't want these stories to come out, because once one come out, it will be followed by another 2 or 3, and maybe those are not real, or those are people that there have been consensual interactions, but maybe they didn't get what they wanted out of that relationship, and then they turn around. The care
package, a ring,
yeah. I think the biggest problem, and we talked about this last week, is that, and to my belief, from what we read in guys, if you go watch that show, what you'll see is that the text you read, RJ, for me, it feels like the girl felt like they were in a relationship. It wasn't a FWB situation.
8 years is a lot.
So what you have is that Shannon was treating it like a FWB situation, and she thought it was a relationship. When it was revealed,
is that what is being reported?
No. That's what she felt. Because listen to this. You read it last week. When it was revealed that Shannon had the video out with my Michelle, she felt betrayed and shamed. She felt shame.
Ashamed. Yeah. Oh, shame. Yeah.
Shame, ashamed. That's clearly what people feel when they think they're in a relationship, when there is a commitment there. Maybe she talked to friends about having a relationship with Shannon, then to find out she's a side girl.
Maybe, but it could also be that simply 8 years had passed and there wasn't anything else. Because what Shannon always says is that, so when he's talking about relationships and why things do not work, he usually attributes it to women not understanding or not accepting the fact that he is a high performer and very busy and thus is not always available. At least that's what he says. He says that at the beginning of when he's dating a woman, he tells them, this is the deal, this is what you get. I can give you this, I cannot give you that. Is that gonna be an issue? If that's gonna be an issue. And usually women say yes and they think that they can change you.
That's true as well. That is true.
So that's what he attributes it to. A majority of time. I do have to say that something I've thought about, like, I understand why the CEO, the young black guy from, is he Chick-fil-A right now?
No,
was it Starbucks?
No, you mean I know who you mean.
Red Lobster.
Red Lobster, yeah.
Is it Red Lobster?
Yeah, it's Red Lobster.
Okay.
He just transferred from the Chinese.
From
what's his name again?
PF Chang.
PF Chang, yeah.
Yeah, so that dude, for example, I think he said he's not in relationships. And I can see that happen. I can see it, because if you're a CEO, it takes a lot of time, and usually that's a thing, right? And I understand why. I mean, you can laugh, but I can understand why Shannon would then opt for a OF model, because he doesn't want to say, okay, let's try to make something happen, but then he's gonna get into a problem.
The financial arrangement. Arrangement.
Exactly. So that's why he chose for a financial arrangement. Didn't think it would backfire the way it did.
Well, I don't know if the question is, was he paying or was he?
A cheek is.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a sedan.
I mean, back in hindsight, it's pretty cheap, but.
Yeah, and each side of the hind is 25K. Can you imagine that, KaiR?
I would have. I think if he would have paid it if he knew that this was gonna happen.
Maybe he did. Maybe he did.
I want to know what really went down, because I have a feeling. The thing is this, you got to be very careful. First of all, People fall in love real easily in those situations as well. So you gotta keep a separation, a level of separation. I don't know what Shannon was doing beside what was written, but if you go in raw, chances are people will catch feelings. One of the two.
Yeah.
A lot of times. And you should have managed it better. Right? That's at the end of the day. Maybe it shouldn't have went the OF route.
I don't think the OF route is the answer.
There
That's
are
the thing,
professionals. Right? You have to hire professionals. OF doesn't have to be a professional. I don't want to use the word, RJ.
I just think I understand but let me put it like this.
And I'm not talking about those type of professionals, not the pro ones, but the nice word one.
I know which one.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, right? So deep down you want true love, but you have big dreams, and usually when you're in a relationship, there's a drag. It's like there's
always.
On both sides.
Yeah.
And what I like about actors is that they work a lot, but then they're home a lot as well. So for example, Denzel Washington, he might act, for example, 6 months, 7 months in a year.
Why don't you choose Leonardo DiCaprio?
Because he's a slinger. I'm not gonna choose him. For obvious reasons, I'm not going to use.
He's home as well, DiCaprio. A lot.
Obvious reasons, I'm not going to.
Why was Leonardo able to manage a 19-year-old?
But let me put it like this: there has to be and it's not even in relationships. So I'm not saying that the relationship isn't possible, but in order to be in a relationship with someone that is so high achieving, you need to be the support.
Yeah.
The moment that you want to be too high achieving and you both want to be as high achieving, it's not possible. It's not sustainable because no one's there for the other when the other needs it. And you're going to start blaming each other while it's not really the other's fault. It's just your lifestyle. So going back to Shannon, I think he's done it through his whole career. He always put football first. That's where he came from. And the thing is, he was so focused on it because that was his gateway. This is what I believe. Is his way out. Apologies. His way out of poverty. And so, but the thing is, he was so focused on it. He passed his mark, kept on going, kept the focus, kept growing, kept the discipline, kept growing. But then there comes a point where you grow so hard, so fast, and you just keep going. And I understand the hunger. You just want to keep going. There's not enough because it's just the sport.
Yeah.
But then you've tried relationships on a couple of occasions, doesn't work out. The more you get, the more people are interested in you. They're not really interested in you. They're more interested in your money. Yeah. And then you get an OF model that will offer you 25K a cheek, and then you say yes. And now you have to pay 50 mil a peep.